So it goes back to the part where the dating guru, the dating coach, and the random guy is back in the cabin. It goes back to their part, right? Now, the random guy just confessed to all of that. What he did to the father. What motive he had to do that to the father. Being that he did that to the father, it led the little girl to be by herself, left alone, trying to go find help. And she ended up getting wiped out herself. Like I said, he's responsible for 2 lost lives. Now, being that he did that, now he done confessed to a crime. So, at this point, the dating coach, the dating guru, he's happy. He's like, yeah, okay. He's happy that he told him how he ended up in there and got the conversation out of him. And on top of that, the random guy was all emotional. He's crying because he feel bad for what he did and what he went through. He knows that he did wrong. Plus, he had alcohol in his system, so he let it all pour out. So, after all of this, he realized he's in a simulation. The dating coach guy disappears. Now the random guy is in the cabin by himself. I know, it's weird, right? So, once he realized that, he's like, what is this place? Like, where am I at? This is what the random guy is asking himself. He's like, where am I at right now? Like, something about this cabin just don't feel right. Yeah, because it was a simulation that he was in. A computer program to where that same device that they put on a female to get her consciousness out and get inside her head, the dating coach used that same tool on the random guy in real life. So it goes back to real life. And the dating coach, the dating guru, he pulls his head out of a black box. Like a little booth, right? And he's like, see, I told y'all I could get him to confess. He was in a police office with detectives and cops all around him. So they looking at him like, wow, we've been trying to get this dude to confess to that crime for years or for months, however long it was. And they like, it only took you 70 minutes to crack him and get him to confess? Wow. They told him, they like, man, you're pretty good. And the dating coach is like, yeah. I knew I could get him. Now, they had the dating coach come in and help them because they knew what his real job was. So, he got caught running that underground dating coach app. He got caught doing that. And they pinned him down as a suspect and also in conspiracy to the geek getting wiped out from the girl giving him that poisonous drink. So now the dating coach had to go do time. But to get his time shortened, reduced, and get released and let go free, because that's what they promised him. They said, if we could use your device and get this dude to confess in a simulation and we could read his mind, he don't gotta open his mouth and tell us nothing in real life. It said if you could get him to confess inside this simulation, then we will let you go free. So that, going back to that, that's why the dating coach in the cabin, well, inside of the simulation, that's why he was trying to get this guy to confess and was all in his business and asking him questions. That would all make sense. So this all goes in to, you know, the dating coach having to pay for his sins, his punishment. They said, we'll release you and let you go free. And they stuck to their word. They let him go free. But they said only under one condition. You're gonna be blocked by everybody when you go out. They can't see you, you can't see them. All they could see is a staticky figure. You know, like the staticky silhouette I was telling y'all about. So he goes out after they released him. Everybody he see is just staticky. Forever. So it's like this dude is about to live in the flames because he's blocked. He can't even interact with nobody. They can't see him or hear him. He can't hear or see them. Everyone's on mute and he's on mute. So it's like he probably should have just stayed locked up. If that's the price he got to pay for being free, that's tough. But yeah, like I said, this touches on real life situations though. I told you I got family members that deal with, you know, schizophrenia. I know all about the voices they say they hear, and people I done worked with, people in the streets that I done met, they take medication for this. And it really gets to them to the point where they detach from reality. They think what's going on inside their head is real and what the voice is telling them to do. You can't hang around these people because they'll remain quiet. They won't have no stimulating conversation for you. They're going to talk about some weird, dark stuff. Or they just going to sit back and listen to you. No type of feedback or nothing. Is if they say too much, they're going to expose themselves. Now, going back to the last story, to where the guy was all head over heels for his woman, and she cheated on him with the Asian guy. He got her pregnant. She had his kid. She had to block the random guy and move on. I think it was messed up how she did him because when he flipped out on her, it wasn't as bad as I probably made it seem, but it was pretty bad, but she didn't have to block him like that. But this is what happens. When you head over heels for your partner, somebody is going to be all the way in love and somebody is going to be not all the way in love. And unfortunately, relationships needs that polarity. Well, should I say it needs that polarity? Because everything in life is all about balance. In order to have balance, you got to have opposites. That's why they say opposites attract. You just got to decide in a relationship which one you gonna be. You gonna be the one that's not willing to let go, or you gonna be the one that is willing to let go, even though you're attracted to this person and you got strong feelings and love them. Because people, you got real guys that will stalk their exes and they can't let go, and they'll really follow them around from their workplace to even where they live at. And some of them will become so obsessed they end up taking them out. I've seen it. I lived it. Personally know somebody who got taken out because their boyfriend tried to break up with him. And that's just one out of multiple stories. You know, so the random guy, all he had to do was let her move on. Yeah, I understand you wanted answers, but once you're not getting answers, you gotta just move on with your life and just get another woman. But the random guy who I'm talking about, he couldn't just move on and get a random woman because he was so stuck on her. And his style was kind of watered down. He really didn't do much with himself. He really ain't have no drive or motivation. He just liked to hang out with her and get drunk. And that was it. And there's a lot of dudes living in this world today that's like that. And they're just happy to be with a girl who they was attracted to, but deep down they know they don't deserve her. So they scared to let her go. And when they find out that she don't feel the same about them, what they do is they go crazy. They can't let go of that grip. A lot of these dudes was in the right place at the right time, or they worked with a woman, or they got introduced to a third party. They didn't just get the woman on their own, just being cool and being themselves. A lot of couples walking around like that right now today. And it's a lot of couples walking around right now with somebody in a relationship ain't happy, but the other person is happy and think they got the world. That's whether the man or the woman who feel like that. But like I said, you got to decide which one you gonna be. The one that's head over heels, or the one that take it for what it is. Because everybody change. People outgrow things and other people. You know? So, also, you got a lot of women that will cheat and the man will never know. They could be around your friends. You'll never know she cheated with the friend's husband or boyfriend. I've seen situations like that too. So Black Mirror is touching on this. I respect it. I like it. It was an interesting story, but they flipped it into a horror / science fiction situation, which I also like how they connected that. But there was a lesson and a gemstone in all of these stories. And I'm going to be looking forward to seeing more episodes and coming down and breaking them in half for y'all so I could walk y'all through this and let y'all know what's the gemstone in the story and how it touches on my personal life. All right? In real life situations. So that's it. That was another episode of the Prolific Hangout. Here with your boy, MV Pro. So I'll see y'all again on the next one. Be more videos coming. Stay tuned. Peace.